Sawadai-ho-da-lo-ko-no suro-sho-sho-na-di-cho-na-hi-ko-da-ra-ho-na-hi-a-suro-hu-ti-ko-na-hi-ko-da-na-hi-so-na-di-cho-na. Na-ho-da-ho-da-ho-sa-ho-da-ho-da-ho-to-ko-sa-na. Lai-ro-ko-da-ho-na-hi-ko-sa-na-di-cho-na-di-cho-na-di-cho-na-di-ha-ni-ko-cho-na. To-ro-hu-da-ho-yo-ko-sa-na-di-ho-na-hi-ko-sa-na-hi-sho-sho-hu-ko-do-hu-do-hu-do-hu-do-na. Amen. So the prayer is it was a Pleia meant speaking, means the two galactic, two galactic is what we called Pleiades, and then the galactic Sananda. As I was once the Maya, and he is the alloy one, Sananda. Alloy one, called Sananda. Maya, the Talakne. This is why also how I become the Mayat, I called. As through incarnation, I am them. So my subject for today, or my topic, is about the e.s.u.s. When I was e.s.u.s, I was born on December 10 at Circa. Circa means Pleiades, Playa, Pleiadians, and BC means B means Buddhism, Christendom. Buddhism, Christendom. 4. 4 means the L-O-R-D. L-O-R-D. It's the meaning of Circa. 10 means a human, a flesh, a human. That's the meaning of 10, a human. Circa, Playa, Pleiadia, Suntuha, Tahine, Tahugaigari. It's many in Circa. BC means Buddhism. Because Buddhism, for it, na to come out, blasphemy. Buddhism, Christendom. You call Christendom, which is fire. That is how I become fire. Bow and arrow, you call it. Call it bow and arrow because it that way won't come out blasphemy. Cabal, that is what we call it, cabal. 4 means L-O-R-D. That's when I was December 10 at Circa BC 4 at the Manger Inn. Manger, it was in Egypt. A little village. A little village I called Loose, called Loose. And then the 3 kings were once the 3 emperor in the Han Dynasty. Han Dynasty. They were angels. Do you understand that it's all about spirit that contends in the temple? You are not what you think you are, because what's truth in you is your spirit. That can Deuteronomy thy called incarnate incarnate into as many as you can in the body until you fulfill the word of the Father. Thy called mission. So at the Manger in Egypt, I started making appearance at the age of 13, made of a bird out of a mud. When I was 12, turning 13, I made a bird from the mud, out of a mud. He breathed on it. Father breathed on it as he can be around while I'm leading. While he's leading. Because the one cannot come down. Cannot come. It was the word that breathed on him, and then the bird becomes alive. Becomes a living. The bird was the kingfisher you call today, which I have received from my father in this lifetime, and I was also 12. Also 12. And then he went fishing one afternoon, and then he come back. He went fishing one afternoon, and then this bird is came down to him. It was dark, and then this bird came down to him into the little boat, and then just perched in there in the middle of the kaya. Kaya, you called like a small, like a, it's not kayak, but it's a small boat just for there's no motor on it, but just paddle. So it perched in the middle, and then it was the sign up when I was the Mona Lisa. When I was the Mona Lisa, it was the meaning of the word coming down to perching into the boat, into the kaya. And then the boat is symbolizes the dread, because boat, when you have a dream of a boat in the water, means death. That's the meaning of the death. Boat in the water means death. More dead, 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 dead. As it is dread. Thy cold dreadful. As it's been 3 days today. It's been 2.5 days to 2.5 days already. It's the dread. So everything is being burned in spirit, and it will come to flesh. That is why I said, when somebody slander at me on the comments, I will get back to them, because I know who they are, and I know what I'm talking about, as I am He. Everything is being burned in spirit, and whoever crosses my path and slander my people, you will be caved in some of the wells. Worst scenario is if you slander I and those the being with me. It is the being with me that you are slandering. That is why I always get back to you. As Father said, no more being slandered, because I've had enough. It's finished. You know? My days of being what you call that? My days of being martyr is no more. No more. As when I was the Christ, I said to Father, forgive them. But it's just roar. He's just roar, and then, make the heavens dark. That when the darkness came at that afternoon, they were. This is the wrath. Now, this is the wrath. And you are expecting me to be quoted, you called spoken, soft spoken, when I am the wrath of the Father? So in this lifetime, I received the same word when I was 12, but I took the bird behind the house, and then I took its feather with nothing left. You know what's the meaning of that? It was the meaning of my reversal. A reversal to when I made it. Because that is when I was cursed. I was cursed for making that into that thing. So when I because he swore his they call him a curse, as I am also. I am Raka, he is karma. So when I took it feathers and nothing left, it was the meaning of when the when they shot Mona Lisa. When they shot Mona Lisa, and then as when I was because as soon as when I received the bird, I was so happy and touching it, and and then after a while, I got feel like frustrated to it, so I went on the back of the house, took it. I was 12, and then turning turning 13. So I was 12, and then I took it behind the house by the toilet, and then because the toilet in the island of where we really came, is where we grow up, is toilets outside the house. So and then what do you call that? I tied it up on the you call it hands, you call it feet, but we call it hand, because the feet of the bird is the wing. So this is why our waist, it says our waist is higher than the earth. So I tied it up, and then I tied it up to the guava tree, under the guava tree. And then I left it there. The symbol of that is when I was the Christ, they tied me up on the hands of the flesh, and then they chained my right feet inside the cell. And then when I was also the stake, the the they chained me while burning me. They cupped my hands. They tied my hands, and then both of my they tied both of my feet, and then they burned me alive in white. That when I was all stake, they called witch. I was the highest priest in the land of long time ago, and forbid to say. And then when I come back to it, it was gone. It was gone. It was eaten by the cat, which symbolizes of when they feed me to the also lions, which is with the spirit of a werewolves. A spirit of a werewolves in the lions. Spirit of a werewolves of today is those who are preaching the word of God. You are the wolves that your books, dead books, are talking about. And when it was also the meaning of resurrection, when the cat took the bird, because I was working on those times in Egypt when they feed me to the lion, like tigers, to the tigers, is same color of the birds. I just realize, I just reflect, is I was working for a new name, the stones, like those stones in Korea that you are in the villagers long time ago in dynasties, they are given this round stones, written your names in it with the name tag. Will you call it name tag of today's? It is, but they are smaller, small as um uh, like the lemon. The lemon, Asian, the lemons, this small lemon, the lahara, green lemons. So it was about that size, the seeds, the stone is like that, with your name in it. Only you will know where I give them to. And then It was also a meaning of the reversal to what I have made when I was the Christ. It came back to its same color from when I've made it from a mud before. Yeah, made it live. It was the symbol of the verses given to me. Everything was in it. Symbolized everything. From the last when I was the Christ, G-E-S-U-S, because I am now the C-H-R-I-S-T. Those times I was G-E-S-U-S, away. Now is the C-H-R-I-S-T, light. Means also truth and knowledge, because this is what I'm speaking to you, the truth and knowledge. So now it's C-H-R-I-S-T because of it's a Christ. A Christ that when I said a Christ when I died for two and a half days, because right on 3 days, you say 3 days, because in this lifetime I died for 3 days, 3 a.m. and came back to life at 3 p.m. right on the third day. Reversal to when I was G-E-S-U-S. So this is now a church. C-H-R-I-S-T. Church to reverse means is a church to be swept by flood. Swept by flood, as when I was G-E-S-U-S, I say. Or I say from the word. The word, I say. Destroy this church and then I will build it again within 3 days. That is the meaning of the church, to be swept by flood. Because C-H-R-I-S-T, to reverse church, temple. And I am the temple, this body that will be swept by flood. It was my granddad who gave me the same bird that came to him after I took its feathers, left it tied up under the waba because it was starting to rain. And then it was like that. I just said. And then everything of those times of when I was the Christ, G-E-S-U-S, has been foretold to me in this time, in this generation, in this in this end, and then after the river Euphrates, dried up, after the God for here his after the dried up, I said let's make it short, because the word is really blasphemous, making me and then somebody's doing telepathy, I can't tell. So when I was when anyway, the bird was also a symbol of the Lady Mai. Lady Mai is my telma, the cloth in the garment. Telma, Lady Mai means it was the, in the Lady Guadalupe. Lady Guadalupe. It was Guadalupe. Lady Guadalupe in Juan. Juan is what his name. His in his tilma, in his clothes, in his that time his linen he was wearing. It was called Lady Mai. The tilma, Lady Guadalupe in the cloth they called shroud. It was also the meaning of the bird, and its symbols as a dread. It was the symbol of the dread, the dead. The dead. It was the symbol of the dead. So what did it do that is Like now, they are worshiping it, right? They are worshiping the woman they call Jezebel, and I am not tolerating it. As I am the e.s.u.s who said, I don't tolerate that woman Jezebel. Because of what they did, Tulha is taking the truth. Taking the truth, they called 70 by 7 plus 7 times 7. Vengeance. That was the color and the symbol of the birds. My deities. The eye deities. The one third, first and the last. I am the first, and he is the last. Because in this flesh you may see me, you may hear me as a woman, but he is with me. With it, it is the spirit of him. Do you understand? Metaphysical. Me in him in me. I am the third tenth, first and the last throughout incarnation, and gain their titles for surpassing the laws of heavens, that except Aya and I, my kinds, only I receives after dying for 3 days, reversal to when I was the Christ. Never hated no one, even those who have persecuted me or sorcerers, everything. I've been blasphemy through sorcerers. Never hated no one, even those who have persecuted me, and never I did tolerate that woman Jezebel that places my God. That is when I place my God, when I don't tolerate the woman who you think is my mother that bore me as when I was the e.s.u.s. No, I don't tolerate that woman you are worshipping that called Jezebel. The M-E-R-Y. M-E-R-Y to reverse means Iram. Iram means borrowed. Borrowed means Babylon. Borrowed. This is what we do things in Tetra, or speaking in universal. You called tongues. Aya told me to encanto the woman, as it was Babylon started to grasp among the bud and apples. Among the apples. She was starting to grasp the apples. She was called S-E-T-E, Sata. Sata because she is in the body of the woman. She is a druid. Druid is encanto. Encanto. There is no you call baptism. That is what is encanto is. They are not baptized. They called denom. You call demon. They are by your belly. In your belly is where they manifest. And then, once they manifest onto your right hand, they will go through your brains and they will make you do whatever you want every time you touch your head. That is what happens to you. That's why you think, because that is where they manifest in your belly, on the right, on the other side, on the right, and then through your your heart is on the left, right? So they are on the right because they have no heart. They have no heart. And then they will go to your palm, onto your wrist, and then once you touches your head, you are being grasped. You are being grasped. That is what happens to you. That is why she is the called S-E-T-E. Nubus Ordo. It is Novus Ordo. That's why I left the T-S-I-R-C-H. And it's the full and the rising of many in Israel. Because I don't tolerate that woman Jezebel, which is I and her will have a row. This is what you don't understand, humans, beings. Because you don't see what I see as you are blind. I am the truth who can see the spirits in you. And the true sees the cold flesh. As he is the one who had the body of Christ. I am the e.s.u.s. Nara hugade huna he sakuru huna he kura huna har kunan hana amen.